Thousands of people would like to know who really created Bitcoin.
It's called a Satoshi,
Named after the person who did
named
this.
after the creator.
So who made Bitcoin?
Were you able to learn anything more about who Satoshi Nakamoto is?
No.
Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Late Bloomer channel. Today we have a very controversial video discussing the mysterious identity of the mastermind behind Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto. The cryptocurrency community has been in a frenzy over the true identity of this elusive figure, with numerous theories and suspicions floating around, from notorious figures like Martin Shkreli and Paul Leroux to tech industry giants like Elon Musk and Julian Assange, and even government agencies like CIA and the FBI. No one has been off the table as a potential suspect. But despite the endless speculations, the true identity of Satoshi Nakamoto remains shrouded in mystery. In this video, we'll delve into the various hypotheses on the creator's identity and to try to separate fact from fiction. Is Satoshi Nakamoto a single individual or a group of people? Is it possible that this pseudonym is just a cover for a well-known figure in the tech world? Join us as we explore the most likely scenario and try to uncover the truth behind the mysterious identity of Satoshi Nakamoto. It is crucial to understand the context in which Bitcoin was created. The global financial crisis of 2008 led to the deep mistrust of traditional financial institutions and governments, causing people to seek alternative solutions. This is where Bitcoin comes in. The anonymous creator of Bitcoin, using the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto, published a white paper in 2008 outlining the concept of a decentralized digital currency. The goal of Bitcoin was to create a purely peer-to-peer version of electronic cash that would allow online payments to be sent directly from one party to another without going through a financial institution. But the idea of decentralized currency was not a reaction to the financial crisis. Satoshi's white paper also addressed issues such as the double spending problem and the need for a secure and transparent system. It provided a detailed plan for how the Bitcoin network would work and how it would solve these issues. Thus, Bitcoin not only provided a solution to the financial crisis, but also addressed long-standing problems with traditional financial systems. It was a groundbreaking concept that had since spawned a whole new industry and changed the way we view money. Despite the significance of Bitcoin, the identity of its true creator remains a mystery. In the following sections, we will examine the various theories of the identity of the person or group behind the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto. First, let's consider the idea that Satoshi Nakamoto is actually a group of people rather than a single individual. This theory is supported by the fact that the Bitcoin code is complex and sophisticated, suggesting that it was developed by a team of programmers rather than a single person. The use of the pseudonym by an inventor of Bitcoin is also common in the tech industry. Developers often use aliases or pseudonyms, especially when working on open source software. However, the theory that Satoshi Nakamoto is a group of people is not supported by any concrete evidence. Whilst it is possible that the group of programmers worked on the creation of Bitcoin, this notion is purely speculation. Overall, it is possible that Satoshi Nakamoto is a group of people, but at this point it remains just a theory with no concrete supporting evidence in our research. Another theory is that Satoshi Nakamoto is actually an alias for a well-known figure in the tech industry. Names such as Elon Musk and Julian Assange have been suggested as potential candidates, but there is no solid evidence to support these theories. In fact, both Musk and Assange have denied being the real Satoshi Nakamoto. In an interview with The New Yorker, Musk stated that he is not involved in Bitcoin, and the idea of him being the creator of Bitcoin is total nonsense. Similarly, Assange has also denied being the real Satoshi Nakamoto. In a tweet from 2014, Assange wrote, "I did not create Bitcoin. However, I appreciate the technology and see its potential for helping people around the world to have greater economic freedom." It's worth noting that these denials from Musk and Assange have not stopped the speculation about their involvement in the creation of Bitcoin. However, there is still no concrete evidence to support these theories, and it's possible that the real Satoshi Nakamoto may simply prefer to remain anonymous. Overall, the theory that Satoshi Nakamoto is a well-known figure in the tech industry is certainly an interesting one, but it remains just a theory with no concrete evidence to support it. One suspect that has been brought up in connection with this identity is Hal Finney. Now, Finney is a computer scientist and one of the early developers of Bitcoin. He was also the first person to receive a Bitcoin transaction and was actively involved in the early days of the cryptocurrency. But what really sets Finney apart as a suspect is that he lived just a few blocks away from Dorian Satoshi Nakamoto, leading some to speculate that he borrowed his neighbor's name for the pseudonym. As for Dorian Satoshi Nakamoto, the only thing that really ties him to the pseudonym is, well, his name. But he has categorically denied any involvement in the creation of Bitcoin. Now, some have pointed to Finney's early adoption and involvement in the development of Bitcoin as evidence that he could be the real Satoshi Nakamoto. However, there is no concrete evidence to support this theory as well. In fact, Finney himself denied being the real Satoshi Nakamoto in a blog post from 2014, where he stated, "I am not Satoshi, but I believe Craig Stephen Wright is the person who invented Bitcoin." So while the possibility of Hal Finney being the creator of Bitcoin is certainly an interesting theory, but at this point it remains just that, a theory. And until more concrete evidence surfaces, we can't say for certain who the real Satoshi Nakamoto is. But the search for the truth continues. Now let's talk about Craig Stephen Wright. Wright is an Australian computer scientist and businessman who has claimed to be the real Satoshi Nakamoto. He has provided some evidence to support his claim, including the use of cryptographic keys believed to be used by the creator of Bitcoin. There are several reasons why many people in the Bitcoin community and beyond remain skeptical of Craig Stephen Wright's claim to be the real Satoshi Nakamoto. One reason is that Wright has provided inconsistent and conflicting evidence to support his claim. For example, in 2016, he presented what he said was proof that he was Satoshi Nakamoto, including the use of cryptographic keys believed to be used by the creator of Bitcoin. However, some experts have questioned the authenticity of the evidence, pointing out that it could have been easily forged or manipulated. Another reason for the skepticism is Wright's past history. He has been involved in several lawsuits and has faced allegations of fraud and deceit in his business dealings. He has led some to question his credibility and whether he can be trusted to tell the truth about his involvement in the creation of Bitcoin. The lack of specific evidence to back up Wright's claims that he is Satoshi Nakamoto, as well as doubts about his reliability of the evidence he has offered, are the main reasons for skepticism surrounding those claims. It is challenging to determine with certainty whether Wright is a genuine Satoshi Nakamoto unless there is more conclusive evidence in either direction. Another suspect is convicted criminal Paul Leroux. Leroux has a background in computer programming and has been involved in various illegal activities, including drug trafficking and money laundering. Some have pointed to these connections and his expertise in computer programming as possible evidences that he could be the real Satoshi Nakamoto. However, Leroux himself has denied any involvement in the creation of Bitcoin. In a letter to the US District Judge in 2019, he stated, "I had nothing to do with Bitcoin." Overall, it is undoubtedly an intriguing notion, but Paul Leroux' claim that he invented Bitcoin remains just that, a theory without any hard data to back it up. Another theory is that the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, or the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, are behind the creation of Bitcoin. Some have pointed to the advanced technical knowledge and resources required to develop the cryptocurrency as evidence that the government agency could be behind its creation. However, there is no concrete evidence to support the theory that the FBI or the CIA was involved in the creation of Bitcoin. Both agencies have denied any involvement in the development of the cryptocurrency, and there is no reliable information to suggest that they had any part in its creation. So this theory can be ruled out. This brings us to another suspect, Nick Szabo. Nick Szabo is a computer scientist, legal scholar, and a cryptographer who has been mentioned in connection with the identity of Satoshi Nakamoto. Some have pointed to Szabo's background and expertise in the field of computer science and cryptography as evidence that he could be the real Satoshi Nakamoto. However, there is no concrete evidence to support the theory that Szabo is the real Satoshi Nakamoto, and he has consistently denied any involvement in the creation of Bitcoin. In a blog post from 2014, Szabo wrote, "I am not Satoshi, but I was the first person to use the name Satoshi Nakamoto in a forum post in 1998 when I was discussing the idea of a decentralized digital currency that I called BitGold." Despite Szabo's denial, the theory that he is the real Satoshi Nakamoto has persisted, with some pointing to similarities in the writing style and technical knowledge demonstrated in the Bitcoin white paper and Szabo's previous work. However, these similarities do not constitute concrete evidence and do not necessarily prove Szabo is the real Satoshi Nakamoto. Overall, the possibility that Nick Szabo being the creator of Bitcoin is certainly an interesting theory, but again, it remains just that, a theory with no concrete evidence to support it. Finally, our last and most controversial theory yet, which is that the possibility of a Muslim individual or group being behind the creation of Bitcoin has garnered significant attention and controversy in recent years, with some speculating that references to Islamic literature and concepts in the Bitcoin white paper could be clues to the identity of Satoshi Nakamoto. For example, some have pointed to the use of the word halal, which refer to something that is permissible under Islamic law, as evidence of a Muslim influence in the creation of Bitcoin. Others have also noted references to the concept of riba, which is the prohibition of charging interest on loans in Islam, as possible clues to the identity of Satoshi Nakamoto. Another clue is the chain of narrations, which is widely used in Islamic literature called hadiths, which is similar to the blockchain system and the verification of transactions within the blockchain network based on trust. This can be derived from the hadiths. Some have argued that these references suggest that a Muslim individual or group could be behind the creation of Bitcoin, and that the use of the pseudonym like Satoshi Nakamoto could be a way to conceal the creator's identity while still paying homage to their cultural and religious background. But this theory has not yet gained widespread recognition, unfortunately, and has the potential to shake up things and gather a lot of attention in the future. It presents a possibility that might be proven true with further research and evidence. In conclusion, there are numerous hypotheses and speculations surrounding the identity of Satoshi Nakamoto, the pseudonym used by the creator of Bitcoin. Some have suggested that the computer scientists, cryptographers, or even government agencies may be behind the pseudonym. Some believe that the true creator of Bitcoin should be identified in order to properly acknowledge their contributions and ensure that they receive the credit they deserve. Others argue that the anonymity provided by the use of the pseudonym like Satoshi Nakamoto is an essential aspect of the decentralized and secure nature of Bitcoin, and that revealing the true identity of the creator could potentially compromise this anonymity. Ultimately, the search for the real Satoshi Nakamoto is highly controversial and will be an ongoing topic for years to come. And it is unlikely that a definitive answer will be found anytime soon. Until more concrete evidence emerges and various theories and speculations about the identity of Satoshi Nakamoto will likely continue to cause controversy and further debate. Thank you for watching. Please keep up with us. We'll provide regular updates about crypto stories and more theories about the identity of Satoshi Nakamoto. If you have any thoughts on the identity of Satoshi Nakamoto that you're dying to share to spark some more controversy, please do let us know in the comment sections below. Are you convinced that Satoshi Nakamoto is a group or just an individual? Do you have a theory about a well-known figure in the tech industry being behind this pseudonym? Whatever your stance is, join the debate. We'll welcome your thoughts and opinions in the comments. Don't save anything for yourself, and let's see where this discussion takes us. I've been the Late Bloomer. Thank you very much. Goodbye.